And welcome back to Everybody Loves Raiken. When last we left off, the party was continuing its dire battle against the eldritch abomination, the blob of many eyes and tentacles that keeps shifting its colors and resistances. But slowly, the group has pieced together how to defeat this monster, tied colors to elements, and whittled through its health. And feeling close to victory, the group was shattered as Yukikaze fell. Killed by the monster, failing all of his death saving throws. So, now you're on a timer. 1 minute to finish off this monster and resurrect your friend. Can you do it?
Were we really shattered, though?
I would like to think that, people be like, oh my god, my friend dead. You're supposed to care about each other a little. Let's start with Lara Mendes.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's true, you haven't seen it yet. I think. Where are you? Way down there.
Still under trouble.
Okay, Lara Mendes. We'll do a little zoom in on you so you know what's going on exactly around you. You are first in initiative.
Okay. I am not comfortable with this current setup.
You got some brain buddies.
I do.
They like you.
I mean, I think they want to be my friend.
They do?
But, more intimately than I want them to be my friend.
I think you just need to have an open mind.
I think that they would say that.
They are saying that.
I believe I am going to cast a...
10th level.
1/5, 1/6, 1/7. 1/3. Running low in spell
11th
slots.
level?
I don't have an 11th level spell slot,
Damn.
unfortunately. I wish that I did. If you let me, I will.
I think it's the equivalent of having 7 Hanzos.
I think it is. I am going to cast a 4th level magic missile.
4th level magic missile. That's going to be 6 missiles, I think.
Okay. And they are going to hopefully kill the one that's most wounded, and then hopefully kill the other one too. So, first missile is 5 damage.
5 damage against, we're going to call it monster, 14 and 13. Hold on. It's not what they are. Need to pull up my little thing here.
I know one of them was pretty hurt.
One of them was pretty hurt. Okay, it's a good thing, because I've just been numbering them in my sheet, and now there are 5 alive, and I gotta go which 2 were next to the wizard. Because now it's been a week, and I'm like,
Not the newest 2, but the 2 before that.
Okay, that's super helpful to know, actually, because I do number them as they pop out. Hey, look, the flimp fight. Okay, remember those good old days? You're right, one of them is incredibly hurt.
So that one just took 5.
That one just took 5. It dies. You skewer it with your missiles of force.
And then 2, 5...
We'll say that that's this one. Dead. Look at that. First action, first round of combat, and something's already dead.
15 on the other one.
15 on the other one, total damage.
Yep.
Okay. That one was unhurt.
Yep.
So it is still alive. But it is now quite hurt. The gray matter is leaking gray matter.
And I am... The orange one is a stalactite, right?
Yeah. Anything that's orange is something growing out of the ground. Anything red is just difficult terrain made by like craggy, sharp edges of rocks.
Okay. I don't feel that
Excuse
would
me.
be able to give me any appreciable amount of cover from this thing. So there's no point in moving that.
The wizard choosing to stand and fight?
I am going to move one to my left,
You're going to... Never mind.
so
All
as
right.
not to provoke an attack of opportunity.
Alright, that's more like it. Raiken. Raiken, you were there, helping your friend Yukikaze, and you just didn't get there in time. You got to him, and he just died in your arms. However, you are next to a brain puppy, a Cyrus, and also this creature, which, where's your light source? Ah! Okay. Fulbury is one light source, and her light source is gigantic, and you're another light source. So yeah, this thing is glistening gold in front of you, towering over you with its many golden eyes. Not like James Bond, though.
Okay.
The red is difficult terrain, so you can move across or onto it if you want to, or if you want to go around. I don't know what you want to do. I'm just letting you know what is or isn't blocking
so I
you.
can go onto the red.
You can go onto the red, it's just difficult terrain, which is double movement.
Okay. Let's see. Alright, I think I am going to... I was hoping to attack the brain puppy second. I don't know if I'm able to
you
do
could
that.
always stand on top of dead Yukikaze. Like, you can stand at his square now that he's prone and not really a creature that's doing anything anymore.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, you could do that. You could stand over... I'll tell you, you stand heroically over his fallen body to be respectful.
Okay, good. So I won't, step on him or anything?
I mean, no, you can stand over him
Roll
and
a
not...
D100.
You're not forced to step upon him, but I can't stop you doing it if that is what you want to do.
And no, Raiken won't step on him, but he will step over him.
Okay, so you're gonna move up and occupy the space of your former comrade.
Yes.
What do you do next?
Raiken is going to attack the creature.
Attack the creature. What are you targeting? Flesh
The
or
body.
eye?
The body.
The body. Roll your attack.
That is a... 1 second. 21 to hit.
You hit. What happens?
Okay, so before... So, I'm going to use a 3rd level
Ooh,
Divine Smite.
okay.
And I am also going to use my Armor's ability.
Okay.
To spend my reaction to double all damage dice.
Okay. Then please roll the dice for your improved Divine Smite die, the 3rd level, the extra from attacking an aberration, and then double all of them. As you step over Yukikaze's body, trying to make sure that you're not, harming his body in any way. You raise your axe over your head, and as you bring it down in an arc, the edge of it begins to glow, throwing off sparks of divine energy as it cuts into the creature. At first you see the flesh sort of mold around the blade as you have at other times when it's immune, but as the divine spark covers the entirety of the blade, you see it begin to slash through, spilling ooze behind it.
Okay. Alright, so... I got it.
Desecrate was the word I stuck trying to remember to say.
I don't get extra for it being aberration.
Oh, it's only undead?
Undead and fiends.
Undead and fiends. My bad, sorry. I thought it was also aberrations.
No, you're good. I remember us talking about it before.
I remembered us talking about it, and I thought it was a yes.
Okay. 23. 2 more. Okay, so for for just the smiting, the radiant damage,
Yes, please.
49. It didn't kill it. It's still alive.
By my calculation, there's no way I had more than 4 health.
So, it is weak to radiant damage currently, so that will translate to 98 points of damage.
Wow.
You are going to drag your axe down through this creature, and as the divine energy affects it, uniquely capable of doing so in this moment, you see as the interior, the fluid that fills the creature begins to spill down like a waterfall around your feet, and as it does so, you see it rapidly changing color from one to the next, red, blue, white, bone, and slowly the creature just deflates like a bladder filled with wine, just spilling out onto the floor. The eyes trailing out onto the floor and sliding away over the surface of this oil slick as it spreads around you, slowly hissing and disintegrating into smoke around you.
Poor Yukikaze, that's gonna get all over him.
It takes several seconds, but the creature does turn into this supermassive puddle of nasty that is still, until the moment that the body just has no mass left to it before you, it's just a lake of this fluid, seems to be shifting colors rapidly, and the last thing you see is that one glowing eye still zipping around over the surface. It just locks onto you as it drifts by in the current. You see it shrivel up and disintegrate.
Nice.
Yeah, we won.
Yeah,
Suck
the,
it.
Not yet.
We're not done yet.
Combat is not yet over, but you have defeated the monster.
can I see?
There's still a few brain pups.
Did I see what happened?
Let's see. Yes.
Yeah. Then I'm going to say first. Did we kill it? We did it! And I'm like yelling over the. So it echoes.
I would like to stop concentrating on my wall of fire. Since it's no longer possible to hurt the blob, I'm not going to ruin Laramund's specimen.
Very well. The wall of fire is gone. I'm not going to delete it at the moment because that will also delete the wall of force that's in there.
Fair enough. I just wanted to have that stated.
Mm-hmm. Alright. What is your next attack against?
The brain puppy.
Alright. He's part of the newest too. We'll just make him 13 over here. Yeah, that makes it so that the numbers on screen are 2 ahead of the numbers in my sheet. So 16 is 14, and 15 is 13. Easy enough.
Alright, 19 to hit.
19 to hit will hit.
Okay. And based off of what the sheet says, the damage also gets doubled.
All damage for the round.
Do I want to use another divine smite
armor.
just to try to make sure this dies? I will use a level 1 just to be sure.
Okay.
Divine Smite.
This thing is also an aberration, so not a fiend or a undead. It sounds like they have an angry cat.
Yeah, it's Rain and Nova giving each other crap like usual.
Welcome, Malachi. There's the triumphant music from Symphony of the Night.
So 32 radiant damage. Do I need to say any more, or is it just dead?
Like didn't even have to list the non-magical silver slashing damage. Just blew it away with radiant fire. Yeah, this thing, you swipe across this thing, and like your blade slashes into it, but it just goes up in a pyre. It hisses as it collapses.
Yeah, you know what day it is, Alex?
What?
You tell me.
It's your birthday.
What day is it?
Oh my god, you don't remember, Raiken?
Oh my god, the day is mine!
It's been so long since he's gotten to say it for realsies. Alright, you got anything left for me? You want to go anywhere? You want to stop teabagging Yukikaze?
Sure, Raiken can move back to behind him again.
Okay.
And then that is my turn.
Alright, you move here. There's nothing threatening you as you do that. Okay. After Raiken, it is the bad guy's turn. This one's trapped. This one is not. So it's gonna hop on over here. And,
Like, look at that.
it starts hopping towards you. If it had a face on it, the way it moves, you imagine like a bounding puppy with like a tongue hanging out of its mouth as it happily approaches a stranger. There is no puppy face, there's no tongue, there is just this brain with these weird, like puma-like claws on it, hopping towards you. You are going to need to make an intelligence saving throw as it gets in range of you, and you feel the pressure on your mind, and you hear this voice saying, "We must join."
Thank you. No, thank you. Is it
In
19.
19. Okay, you are able to get control of your thoughts and force this presence out of your head. It's going to finish hopping up to you, and it's going to just like get low and wiggle like a cat about to pounce, and then like skip side to side next to you, looking like it wants to play. Let's see, who else we got? So this one can't do jack, can it? Nope. Everything's too far away. So, this last one over here. Laramendis, please make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, I will attempt to do so. That is a 28.
Okay.
Oh.
You feel this pressure on your mind, and you hear the voice enticing you to have an open mind, and you gather yourself and just no, thank you.
I would like not that, thank you very much.
Why don't you have an open mind?
I mean, it's got a very open mind. Its brain is completely exposed.
It's got the most open mind of all.
Okay, that's it for them. So
Is the one in Everard's dead?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one that you killed and tried to preserve with ice.
Oh, okay. I didn't see an X through it. I just saw a circle.
Yeah, no, it's because I put the gray X over it, which was that it had been,
Oh, yeah.
pulped.
So it was mean. So mean.
It's not even a corpse anymore.
So, Vendar. Got a friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and nope out of there. Yeah, nope.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna disengage. I'm gonna go 30 feet away, and then I'm gonna shoot it in the face, or it's non-existent face in the brain.
Which direction do you want to go with your 30 feet? You got a bunch of choices.
I'll go north.
Go north. Alright.
A literal headshot.
Tish.
And then I will shoot it with a poison arrow.
Okay. Shoot it with a poison arrow.
So an 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit. I'm sorry, I was just paused thinking, like, yeah, I think he does still have the poison turned on, because the last time you attacked, you'd shot a poison arrow at the thing when it was weak to poison. I don't think you turned it off since then. Okay. 18 will hit. It's going to roll a Constitution saving throw at a DC 19. Huh, apparently I left one of my d20s out last time, which it has no chance of making on that roll. So it dies horrifically.
Oh yes, it does.
You've never seen or expected to see a brain shrivel up and spill out like a wineskin, but that's what happens. As it just deflates in front of you. Super extremely dead. Anything else?
Nah.
Cyrus.
I did 9 lightning damage and 43 poison damage.
Which, leave him alone, he's dead! Cyrus.
Do I have any idea where Jebel is?
That's a very good question. I think that you might be able to catch glimpses of him as the black tentacles continue to writhe there on the ground, but he is also black and tentacly, so...
Okay. I guess actually before I ask that question, I should ask this question. Raiken, can you save Yukikaze?
Yes.
Alright, then I guess in that case...
You clap for 5 seconds, then.
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Then, let me double check my spell list, see if there's anything else that could be beneficial here. Yeah, I don't really have anything I could use to be particularly helpful, so I'll just stand next to Yukikaze and, prepare an action to attack anything that gets within range.
You're gonna step on the brain puppy?
No, I'll stand in the other space next to Yukikaze. Actually, I can make it over to the difficult terrain, I think.
Let's see here. You are here.
10.
If you do 10...
Yeah. So I want to be in 1 square north of Raiken.
You want to be here? You could make that in 15 feet. Do a little hooky.
Well, wouldn't it be 20 feet because of the difficult terrain?
You are correct. It would be 20 feet.
Alright. Yeah. I would take one more step to the right, but I'm out of speed, so I'll stand there.
You're right. You're right. All right.
Check Yukikaze as best I can. As I can't exactly, stand guard over him because he's 8 feet tall.
I mean, you could stand on top of his prone form like King of the Hill
But that would just be problematic.
7-7.
Just stand upon his breastplate.
He's
Alright.
prone.
Cyrus, Leah, you are down here in this cavern entrance.
Yes. Do I see any brain puppies?
You do have line of sight to the one that seems to be hopping around in circles up here, but you don't know why it's doing that.
Right, yeah, that one might not be able to hit.
Every now and then you, like,
you-
see it stop and it, like, puts its hands up as though there's a wall that it's trying to... And it, like, scrabbles, but there's nothing there.
Yeah. Remind me, red, the red and orange, which one is stalagmite or stalactite?
The orange is stalagmite, which is, like, actually you can hide behind and will block line of sight and stuff. The red is just difficult terrain. It doesn't block line of sight.
Okay, so the red isn't...
The red is, like, over here, it'd be, like, a split in the rock where it's just, like, pushed up, and it's jagged, so it's, like, pushed up, like, 6 inches or something. And it's like, really hard to walk on.
And the monster, it just evaporated entirely, so I can see through it. That, like, it's not there.
Yeah, it's not blocking line of sight anymore. It didn't evaporate so much as it became a completely liquid pool that is now filling the room.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna walk my full movement up towards Jebel. Or like the panther squid.
Like,
Yeah, might as well double move, yeah. So like get there.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. You're now 10 feet away from Jebel. You can see he's completely surrounded by these waving, writhing, wrapping black octopus tentacles that are sprouting from the stone beneath him, but he seems completely unaffected by them.
Gross.
He looks completely at home among them in his current form.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else after your double move?
Nah.
Okay.
I guess I can do.
Bulbury. Bulbury is going to limp back toward the group. She's gonna come up here, and she's gonna lean against you're gonna see her, like, death glaring the creature that, like, turns toward her and, like, hops toward her and then stops, and she's gonna lean against the stalagmite and say, I could use some healing.
I'll see what I've got.
Jibble. Actually, on her turn, she's gonna probably... Honestly, she's probably gonna leave Evard's there. The more I think about it. So Jebel. You know that there's still a brain puppy to your left, and there's still one up by, I'm actually just gonna delete this so that we can see the terrain here again. Boop. There we go. A lot of fire. You can see that there's one still threatening, Baramendus. I don't know what you want to do.
Am I in 2 squares at the moment?
Yeah, you are a large creature.
So I can there. Let me just check. Nice. Okay. I'm going to move 10 feet to the west.
Okay.
And revert to gnome form.
Oof. F. A. Boom. You are a Nomo once more.
Is that fine? Let's say 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'm going to cast Blight on the brain fella I see there.
Okay. Is that a spell that would be blocked by Wall of Force?
It doesn't say that, and it just says that the energy washes over them.
Okay.
What's that?
Then I believe that this will work.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not an attack roll.
Right, they have to make a save.
So they have to make a Constitution saving throw. These are 19.
They are, whenever I want to roll a good Constitution saving throw, they get single digits, so he's gonna fail.
Okay, give me a second now. .41 necrotic damage.
Yeah, he dies. Just completely, like, you watch this thing age before you and just crumble into dust. Flip.
And I used 10 feet. I have 25 feet. No, 25, that's it. 15. I have 15 feet left, so I'm going to move north.
Dad. Not double A dad. Dad. There we go. Okay, 15 feet north, you said. Okay, that puts you there. Just north and west of this field of black tentacles.
Yeah.
Black tentacles. Conjuration. Well. Oh. Oh well. Okay. After Jebel is Larmendus. You and your friend.
Okay. Not friends.
Totally friend.
Maybe an acquaintance.
Oh, best friend.
I am going to Ray of Frosted.
Significant other?
I certainly hope not. That is a 15?
It just wants you to share the rest of your life with it.
And that is a 15. I did roll with disadvantage.
15 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, you hit.
Okay. It's too many d8s. Might not have been enough d8s. 9 cold damage.
I think I'm about to laugh.
Was that 10?
No, I thought I remembered it
Doesn't
having
have one.
exactly. I thought I remembered it having exactly 9 HP. It had 6.
Okay.
The one that I had just marked as dead that Jebel killed had 9 HP before he blasted it with
Okay.
blight. So no, you do manage to kill this one. Stat, dead. Alright. It has been approximately 6 seconds since Yukikaze died. I'm going to end initiative there. Change the music here.
I'm gonna scoop up my cold friend and put him in a bag.
Alright. A quiet falls over the room as the last sparks of magic are cast, and all that you hear now are the writhing of the tentacles bursting forth from the ground, blocking visibility to the drow for all except Jebel and Leah might be able to see. Not an oval, I want a line. No, Leah can't see them.
Oh yeah, those guys. Yeah, no.
But Jebel can see all of them. No, wait.
I mean,
I lied. Jebel also can't see them. Hold on, wait. Maybe up here.
I'm also very short.
Okay. It's not that you're seeing over it, it's that you're seeing around it, because the tentacles are rising up like 20 feet into the air and flailing about.
I'm definitely not 20 feet tall.
So you can see this drow, and he can see you. And, you know, as you make eye contact, you can see that the drow begin to advance. My question to you, Dribble, is what do you want to do? You feel confident that they can't know exactly what's going on in the room because so much of their visibility is compromised by the tentacle field. So you see that you have the opportunity to make them think the fight is still going on if you want to try and deceive them.
Oh no, Jebel is like, big smile, thumbs up.
Oh.
Is that still a wall of fire?
No, this wall of fire's gone.
Okay.
Let me remove it so that it isn't confusing. Token layer, erase. Boom. I imagine that as you see that all of the other brains are gone, you're going to drop the wall of force there. Lair?
Yeah, if allies seem no longer panicked about things, I will drop it.
They do.
I also scoop my brain friend into my bag.
This one that you just killed with ice?
Yeah.
Okay. You have one brain puppy in your bag of holding. Coated in ice.
After
Okay.
I drop thumbs up, I'm going to start walking west and just go, drow are coming.
Alright.
Jebel, get over here.
That's Raiken there. Yeah.
Now Leah can see him.
If I arrive there, I'm going to be like, yeah?
I need to use the residual. Quickly.
I know. And I'll take the pouch out of the bag of holding and hand it to Raiken.
Alright, you do so.
And then Raiken will get the amount that he needs to cast Revivify.
You basically cast it with the bag, and the bag right
okay.
at the end. You're not like pulling out a scale and counting out like
so many grain.
You hold the pouch in your hand, and as you begin casting, you're going to see wisps of pure silver light coming out of the top of the pouch and flowing across your chest and down your arm into Yukikaze's body. And you feel the pull of magic as the spell locates and latches onto his soul and pulls it back to his body. I'm going to grab Yukikaze, and we're going to spend a few minutes in the closet.
Well, real quick before you go, I'd like to walk over to Fulbury and give her a potion of greater healing, as it's all I got left for healing.
Okay. That's good to do some healing.
I'm gonna walk over to where the rest is and see what's going on.
I head in that direction, but you can go and do your stuff in the closet.
So it's going to take you a few seconds to get over there. Leah, as you do, you are going to hear the march of soldiers as they begin entering the area. I actually want you to ask the question, because there is something that I need to understand before I go and take Malachi. So, what's your question there, Sam?
Oh, I was saying I also approached the group.
Oh.
So I'd scoop the puppy and then move towards everyone.
Okay.
And not just like waiting over here.
Yep. That's fine. Okay, so as you are performing this ritual, incanting and channeling the power of your god, channeling your will and the power of your god through the medium of the residuum, Raiken, these soldiers and the priestess are going to walk over, and the others who are aware, because Raiken's busy, are going to see that the soldiers, have their spears in hand and are looking warily around the room. And they're going to look to you guys in general as this is going on. So these guys are going to fan out like so. She's going to move into the middle and address you. And she's going to look for Leah, actually, and she's going to say in Undercommon, "What became of the beast?"
No. After looking at Yukikaze worried, and hear this, I startle awake and then I run over to her. Stopping there, yeah, that is a good stopping place.
Okay, alright, I'll move you back.
We slayed it.
She's going to, lift one of her, jackbooted feet, and there's drippings going to come off. You're going to hear that plunk of fluid hitting fluid that echoes through the now mostly quiet cavern. Slayed it.
I think you're stepping in it.
And what are you doing now?
Regrouping and healing up.
You will be returned to the city. Form up and follow us.
Well, let me just convey the information back to my people.
Move now.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat what she said in common, because, we pretending only I know Undercommon.
Yep. So you repeat it. Do people start moving? Remember that Raiken is still in the middle of casting a 1-minute long spell.
It's an action.
Yeah, it's instantaneous.
It's an action?
Yeah, it's an action for Revivify.
I thought it was a minute.
No, it has to be cast within a minute of him dying.
I'm aware of that. I thought it took a minute also.
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm going to the closet. Yuki, you're with me.
Hello.
Hello.
So I remember pretty much everything we talked about. So what's the details we have to go over?
Just the final moments in here. You are led by your father through this, what looks like a garden hedge maze kind of thing, where all of the bushes and flowers are in shades of gray and appear dead and flourishing at the same time. Like they've grown out, they've grown large, but they look withered and dry somehow. And around you, you still feel as though you frequently hear whispers of regrets and admonishments. And now and again, you see what you swear seems to be a spectral figure, following this same path as you, toward this tower. And, as you are walking and talking with your father, I wanted to give you one more chance to ask any questions to him you might have, or make any statements you might have.
So he told me about the dragon passing through the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me what direction it was going.
It was heading west.
It was heading west.
It was the Black Dragon.
Black Dragon.
Roll me a... Don't bother rolling. Your character is smart enough, knows the area well enough, and can figure things out. It's not hard. You have...
Well, yeah, 'cause I know where the city was that we were fighting, or... There was a Black Dragon that was in the city that we attacked, the acid one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know that this must have happened before she got to Tuka.
Okay. Yeah.
So she came to Tuka, and on her way to Tuka, she came upon the Dragonborn tribe. And as your father said, she has a long-standing vendetta against the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Then she got to Tuka and started raining death upon the city, which is where you fought her.
Yep.
So this happened, just so that you know, this happened before, not after she left.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
It's clarified.
Gotcha.
So then, so I was just basically just to recap, I was just talking with them, found out that they were destroyed, just talking with my father, didn't disagree with being revived. We talked about the Raven Queen was the one that just likes staying dead. None of the other gods really have any real care about it.
Mm-hmm.
And just the visuals that we described.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we don't know the state. I know that some of my tribe survived, but whereabouts will be unknown. I'd have to find them. But more than likely, probably still near the desert or in and or around it.
Oh, definitely still in the desert.
Yeah, okay. So... Okay, so...
You know from traveling with your party that your group could contact anyone that they've met before.
So, okay, no, so I'm talking with my father now. We can go to that.
Mm-hmm.
We can go to that now if you'd like.
Yeah.
Father, why are you still lingering here and not with Lord Bahamut already?
Not everything happens in death immediately. I also held out hope that someone in the tribe would be able to revive me.
Are there other of the tribesmen that have held out also?
A few. But most moved on to be with Bahamut.
you you've not, of course, since you didn't move on to him, you probably haven't spoken to him, or other than the situation that has happened. Did you happen to remember or hear the ravings of the black dragon as it did stuff to the village that would have given us any hints to their plan or its whereabouts?
She, Shasharin, spoke of her desire to outlast all, and this is common. It is a common mentality for black dragons, so it does not come as a surprise. It is what she seemed most interested in, that she had fallen 1,000 years ago to Shagrazir, and now she had another chance to put our tribes asunder and prove her dominance in existence.
Okay.
Beyond that, she did not speak of plans, but it is why I am so suspicious of her leaving as she did, without destroying everyone.
Everyone, yes. Well, she was egged on to leave Tuca. After she was there, she went to Tuca, and then she was pulled away by another dragon.
My choice to remain here in the Shadowfell gives me limited knowledge of what you have been doing. I do not see all of creation from here.
I understand, Father.
If you have uncovered a plot between these ancient dragons, then you must exercise utmost caution. Chromatic dragons very uncommonly work together.
Evil never really does get along with evil.
Evil never really does get along with anyone.
Yes.
So, I would have my suspicions of any of that. If they are cooperating, then they are far more dangerous than they would have been alone. And
Yes.
it means that there could be some trick afoot. So be wary for a trap. And as he gives you this piece of information, you find that a silvery light begins to sprout from the ground around your feet, little motes of divine energy popping up and rising around your body like points of light in the air. And you see your father, Ryuzaki, notices these and smiles. And as he looks into your eyes, smiling, you feel a rush of air around you, and you hear the flapping of a great number of birds. And you see his eyes trail from off of your face, away from you, off to the side, and you get the sense that there is someone else there. Turning, you see what appears to be a woman, a humanoid woman, who stands a little under 6 feet tall, so shorter than you, and she looks up at you. You see that she is completely enshrouded in this black cloak that appears to be made of raven's feathers, and over her face she wears a porcelain mask of a very neutral expression. And while you can't see her eyes or any part of her expression beyond this, she seems to exude this overwhelming calmness. And she seems to look at the motes of light around you before raising her face up to look into your eyes. And she says in a calm, soft, feminine voice, "It seems that you are being called back to the land of the living. Unfortunately, the nature of the spell being used does not give you a choice, or I would ask if that is what you desire. But know that your spirit is always welcome here, and I await your time to cross my threshold.
Knowing the area and what is, I can assume that this is the Raven Queen.
Yes.
And so I don't know if she wants a comment, but I will say there are many deeds left undone, and I will be back when I have no more regrets.
You can't see her expression, but as she says the next words, you feel like she might be smiling. And she says, "It is not yet your time. But when it is, I hope you will find comfort here."
And I will look to my father before I get pulled away and say, I will not give up on our tribes. And with a sad heart, a heavy heart, I have to say goodbye for now, Father.
He grins at you in his reptilian way, and he reaches forward in his diminished state to wrap arms around your waist. "I await our reunion, my son. But don't let it be too soon or here." And as he says this, you're going to hear his voice seem to kind of trail off into wisps, and the vision of this garden around you fades away, blotted out by the motes of light that seem to be multiplying rapidly, and you open your eyes blearily into the dimness of the Underdark. You feel that you are laying on the ground in a puddle of water, and around you are your team, shedding a great deal of light that feels altogether too bright in the otherwise darkness of the room.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to send us back.
Alright.
What?
And I've done
Welcome
through
back.
your Vishai.
Alright.
So do I get up before the comments with Leah, or just as she finishes?
I'm going to say that, like, just as Leah is talking to them.
Okay, well, Yukikaze is coming to. You see him opening his eyes. He's gonna, like... Am I, like, physically heavy, or can I stand up?
You can stand up. You're not in combat turns.
Oh, well, I mean, like, physically, I don't know the state I'm in. Am I fully, like, revived, or am I, like, barely, like,
I think
function?
Revivify
Am I, like, just,
sets
like...
you at 1 HP.
Yeah, he's at 1 HP.
Okay, but I'm not, like, immobile or super, like, limpy.
You feel really bruised. You feel like you've been put through the ringer. Like, your arms and your body hurt. So trying to push yourself to your feet is very slow and painful. But you don't feel like you have any permanent damage right now.
Alright, I am gonna get up, and Yukikaze is gonna just, like, clench his fists, bump his chest, his head's gonna the point to the ceiling, he's just gonna let out a giant roar.
The drow are all gonna, like, go wide-eyed, and some of them are gonna, like, level their spears as you stand up and roar.
And then after my roar ends, I will drop down to my knees and my fists onto the ground, and Yukikaze will look like he's crying.
You alright there, man? Pat? If I can reach.
What's it like being dead?
I cannot speak right now.
We don't have time to speak
Yeah, we gotta
anyway.
move.
We need to move.
the drow with their spears leveled are going to be, like, keeping an eye on you, but you see they pass glances back to their mistress now and again, who you see her reach for her belt, and she uncoils this many-flailed whip, which trails on the ground, and she repeats in Undercommon, "Form up and follow us back to the city."
Okay, so like, I guess we get up and go with. Are we telepathically bond still?
No.
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 Okay.
In the entire fight.
No
Yeah.
telepathic bond in that fight.
Yeah. Okay. I was just double checking.
Raiken will back up and kind of move his arms in a motion to get everyone in the formation.
Okay, because I'm not. Yukikaze will slowly get up, but he also will look like he's not going to resist because he's super weak. So I look very submissive right now.
Okay.
Okay, everyone form up. That also counts for Fulbury and Vendar, who is hiding back there.
Why do you keep taking the brain along? It's in my bag of holding. I'm not just.
I just want to make sure I remember that it's there.
As it unthaws and it
He's
peeks out
got
of your
it-
bag.
Got it on a leash.
It died.
Or did it?
Well, it's about to suffocate.
It's a brain. It doesn't have a mouth or lungs, so.
But it needs oxygen. Only if
Does
it's the brain.
We don't know.
Laramendas
Get it
does look hurt and just mentally drained.
Vendar looks fine.
Alright, so you gave... Cyrus gave a potion of greater healing to Fulbury, right?
Yep.
So as she's forming up with you guys, she's gonna down that. And not bad.
And I'm going to request my wand back
Oh.
as we're being escorted.
16. She gets 16 HP from it.
16.
So she's still really hurt, but, you know, better than she was.
By about 16 points.
She's still bloody.
Who's between
That
me
makes
and
two
Larry?
of us.
Who has your
Uh,
wand?
That's Raiken, or that's Yukikaze between you and Laramenda's Jubble.
Oh, I guess I could, remove some of these freaking states, couldn't I?
Yeah.
If you did want to keep the bloody marker, Laramendas is bloody.
To be fair, let's see, how long is Bless supposed to be? Bless is... Oh yeah, Bless is done. Bless is over with. That's only up for a minute.
Yukikaze looks really worse for wear, right?
Yes, he is definitely bloody.
And
Alright, I have bloody markers on Fulbury, Laramendas, and Yukikaze. Should I have them on anybody else?
Yeah, you should have it on Raiken, but Raiken also is planning on using some stuff.
There's, oh yeah, also Cyrus. Oh, is your mirror image?
It ran out on my last turn.
Okay. Boom.
I'm casting Cure Wounds on Yukikaze.
You're gonna do what? Like,
Casting Cure Wounds.
okay. For how much?
16.
the priestess is going to indicate the black tentacles, and Fulbury is going to wave her hand and cancel them.
I'm gonna whisper, or just slightly say quietly, "Thank you, Jubble."
No problem.
So, did I get my wand back from Fulbury?
I didn't know she had it.
The Dragon Slayer wand?
Oh.
Because I had handed that to her, but then we didn't have time for her to attune it in time.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if you ask for it back, she'll give it back.
As we're walking, can I just literally just touch each person that looks hurt and use my lay on hands each time?
Probably around the third person, one of the soldiers is going to point his spear at you and bark in Undercommon for you to stop.
Yeah, don't use magic. We're still
Okay, well,
prisoners.
If it's 3 people, then Yukikaze would get 20, and Laramentis would get 10.
Oh,
And
Laramentis gets 10. He is no longer bloody.
And Cyrus would get another 10.
By 1 point.
Woo! 10 HP!
Yukikaze is gonna look and be like, "I'm glad we didn't fight because of heavy reinforcements."
Yes, they lead you back out into the larger chamber, and you see that more soldiers have come and formed up.
That does mean that Raiken is still bloody then.
As the other soldiers form up around you to enclose your ranks, the priestess will say in Undercommon, "You will be returned to the cell and await trial."
Understood.
And they take you on the long walk back. So, again, you come in through the western gate. Sorry, work notification just popped up. I just need to make sure it's not important right now. Okay. You enter through the western gate of this city. What you notice is that the cavern that you're in is enormous and domed. And the city itself is this oval-walled behemoth built up against one of the curved, walls, in this case, the northern edge of the cavern, and it's in rising tiers. So there is a black stone wall surrounding the whole thing, built around until it meets with the wall of the cavern, and then behind the walls, as you enter through the gate, is the lowest, geographically the lowest point, elevation-wise, which seems to be a large encampment. It's scattered with tents and supplies. You can see carts and giant spiders helping drow soldiers to move equipment and supplies around down here. You also see these somewhat humanoid-looking spider creatures, which you could roll religion on, I suppose. I don't think there's a reason that anybody would know what they are, but
Unless they were in the books, then me and Yukikaze read.
possibly, yep.
If I can roll religion, I probably will.
On a different but related note, You had said previously out of character that on our first interest in the city that there was things Cyrus might take an interest
That's
in.
why
that
I
he could
stopped the group here.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I got
Okay.
a 17 in religion. I rolled so poorly.
Would it be religion or history for me?
You could use history. And, Yukikaze could also use history since it was a book he read. What'd you get on religion?
I got a 17.
17's pretty
I
good.
rolled 4.
Alright.
Yukikaze rolled 4 also. He got a 11 total.
Yeah, I got a 2. So
You remember that things exist.
Like, they are creepy-looking creatures. They ring bells. Where did I stick them? Like, find my little... Are they all gone? Game removed them? No, there's one. Ooh. They're creepy-looking creatures. They kind of look like if you took all of the worst attributes of a spider and then pumped them into a bipedal organism. Their description seems to ring bells for you from the books you read, Yukikaze, but you find you just can't put your finger on what they'd been called.
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Kind of thing. For Laramendus, however, rolling religion to remember, teachings about the creations and followers of Lolth, you recognize these arachnoid creatures as what is known as the Ettercap.
Okay.
You know that they are arachnoid. They tend to rely on poisons and webbing, and they are known to be... Yeah, anywhere will do. Eyes are always a good place to start.
Yeah.
Just pull up, see if anything special about this. Darn it. The window I'm looking for. There it is.
Oh yeah. One other thing. Because I forgot about the ethereal music that is haunting Cyrus.
Yep.
When they're walking back, he would have been humming a little tune, just along with the music he's hearing, but no one else can hear.
I forget, did that last an hour or a minute?
It was like a minute, maybe. I don't know. I'll go check if you don't mind.
Butterflies. Faint ethereal music for 1 minute. So it would have ended, like as you were getting forced out of the cave by the, drow.
Yeah. Well, he probably still would have been humming it along to it because he would have just found it interesting.
Yeah, so you know that these creatures act a lot like spiders. They have the ability to enweb things with webbing that they generate from inside their body. You know that they bite and are venomous. You know that they can climb on pretty much any surface. And you know that just like with a lot of smaller type spiders, if they're in their web, they know if any of the web gets touched by another creature as part of how they hunt.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
So that's what your teachings and as a youth would allow you to know in advance of meeting a creature like this. Should you fight the devoted of Lolth. Moving from from one tier to the next, these tiers are connected by ramps to allow wagons to move up from one tier to the next. This one goes through the stone itself. These ramps are totally open. Second tier seems to be like housing of stone or wooden construction. Not entirely certain where they're getting the wood. Everything down here just kind of appears like dark or slate gray or black, and that could be just that it's all covered in a patina, or that there is some naturally dark wood that they're using. And the final ramp brings you to the highest tier, and in each area you do see drow, both people that look like citizens and that people that are dressed more casually. People that look like soldiers, excuse me, I think I said citizens. Soldiers, and then people who are dressed seemingly more casually. Could be off-duty soldiers at the time. But all of them watch as you are paraded through the city until you reach the highest tier, which all seem to be these very monolithic and geometrically simple square buildings. They seem to be the nicest in construction, that the most time and attention was given to how they look. So you can feel assured that these are where all of the governmental or military decisions are made. And of course, the whole area seems to be illuminated by this ghastly spectral light that seems to stream down in the form of a column of water. A waterfall seems to be pouring through an open hole in the ceiling, falling toward what seems to be the central, most prominent building, and landing on a stone ledge high above. And you can see over the edges of this ledge, many smaller streams of water are spilling out into lower, what you can imagine are basins, and these pour out into controlled water flows that go down into the city. So, as for the stuff that I thought would interest Cyrus that he missed last time, since he was a frog in a bottle, is that these gray squares here, as they are led among these U-shaped set of buildings, are statuary that seem to depict drow priestesses, until you reach this one closest to the building, which depicts two figures, one of which clearly appears to be a woman with spider-like features, including the spider-like legs sprouting from her back, and spider-like fangs from her mouth, as she stands with one foot raised triumphantly on top of the back of a male-looking elven figure.
So I'd wager a bet that's meant to be Loth and Corellin.
Would you like to roll history and religion with advantage?
Yes, please.
It is a very easy assumption.
Let's see. History 22.
Okay. Not only is this almost certainly depicting Lolth and Corellin, and Lolth triumphant over Corellin, but you can tell quickly with the aid of your dark vision and the glow of ash, that the two figures in this combined statue were not constructed at the same time or of the same material. Further, the statue of Corellin seems to resemble what you had been informed of when you visited the temple.
So, from my best guess, it was they found and captured this statue of Corellin and then used part of it to make a statue of Loth, defeating him.
That seems like a very reasonable guess.
Okay. And so, at some point, which I obviously can't do now, if I was able to use my artifacts power on it, would I surmise they would return to that the Corellan piece would return to its original state?
You can assume that it will, any damage that was done to it, any alteration they made would be undone, and it would potentially be left standing or laying as it's currently laying, but it would not be moved from its position.
Yeah, I'd have to use teleport for that.
You do know that it is a large piece, so it would not be something that you could lift on your own. But if teleport can transport large objects, then that might be possible.
It can teleport large objects up to, I think 10 foot in any dimension.
Okay. Yeah. This is that. And so that's what you see as they lead you past all of this. All of these statues, as I said, seem to be of different drow priestesses, either remembering them or heralding them. It all seems to be very Lulth-oriented at this time. You are brought back into the familiar building and then return to your cells. No, not you. Yeah. Okay.
Our cell is very full.
Indeed. And the priestess, actually, honestly, with her entourage, is as the soldiers lock the cell behind you. She's going to fold her arms with the whip still trailing out of her hand across the ground. And she's going to kind of sneer at you in an undercommon and say, "You are wise to follow our orders and not resist. I would have enjoyed taking you down, though. As it stands, you did not die, as we had supposed, however. We'll have to see what the High Priestess wants to do with you."
I look at Leah.
We will await her return.
She just glares at you, seeming upset, angry that she can't get any kind of rise out of you.
I have a question. The other statues, do they seem at all worn, or they could use a clean or repair?
I mean, all of them seem a bit time-worn, so, yeah.
Okay. Just, planning for the future. Need an excuse to get out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, as anything, there's time where there's moisture does damage to the surface of these things, so, things are worn down, so faces aren't as clear as they might have been when it was first carved, kind of stuff. Erosion, just from exposure to air and water.
Alright. Cool.
They're taking Laramendus with them. When you first highlighted it. I saw
Yeah.
that I got grabbed.
Yeah, they want to kill you now.
Yeah, understandable.
It is time. So you have some time to yourselves, say an hour before anything changes. So what would you... If there's anything you want to do, let me know. If you're going to just play it, quiet, and not give them any reason to mess with you, that's totally fine too, and I'll just skip to the next thing.
First, I'm gonna open my collection of hairs and such pick out the right one and hand it to Fulbury. I believe this is yours.
Right. She's going to look at it, very confused at first, and then look very suspiciously at you. Is Ash still illuminating the area? Or would you have made him dim again?
He would probably not be bright. If I was not yelled at about him being dim, then I might have just kept him dim.
The drow didn't seem to know. Like, he was bright during the fight.
Yeah.
And nobody mentioned him.
How long does the light spell usually last? Because I probably would have wanted it to end around...
I think it usually lasts an hour. I guess.
Yeah, it lasts an hour. So I probably would have wanted him to stay lit up as the light spell for about the amount of time of the light spell.
Okay. So, I mean, that would have been ending as you got back to this building, basically.
Okay, so... then, yeah, I would dim him to nothing when we're in here, unless...
Okay.
someone says anything different.
She just sort of squints at your hand through the darkness and says, I don't understand.
It's the hair. We agreed.
Kind of reach out and kind of find you in the dim light and try and pinch it off your palm. She struggles with this, but she eventually gets it. And as she tests it in her hand, you see her wrap it around her finger and tug on it. She is the hair you gave her hers?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to you kind of see her nodding her head back and forth. She goes, "Okay, all right." And then, it does her best to make eye contact with you in the dark, where she is having a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I don't at all.
I know.
You do notice her having trouble, though.
Yeah.
And she looks very, genuine, in as much as she can't see you, as she says, "Thank you. I was concerned this would be a point of tension."
I always keep my word.
Anything else of import?
I'd just be looking through my bag of holding, using what I can for bandages and things, just trying to rest up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and try to get a short rest so I can get all my stuff back.
Okay.
As an elf, I am doing as little to make myself
target.
Yeah, noticeable in any way.
Yukikaze is going to look pretty depressed and kind of just sitting there quietly, not looking at anyone, just kind of looking at his hands.
That's a good point. I'd actually want to talk to Yuki.
Alright, by all means. I'll let you know right now, you can get the benefits of a short rest. You can spend any hit dice you want. But you may talk away.
Yukikaze, you alright? You seem to have a rather adverse reaction to what happened.
Real quick before it all starts, Kristen, am I able to... Second wind only during combat?
No.
Can I use that before we do our short rest?
Yes.
Okay. Let me do that real quick, Cyrus, and then I'll answer your question. Well, actually, I can. So So Yukikaze isn't really going to respond right away. He's going to be he's going to kind of just drag on a sentence and be, well, I never would have expected my own death also leading to more ill tidings. And
I have a guess. Your father?
not just my father. Apparently, before Shisharan got to Tuka, Shisharan stumbled across my home.
All the more reason for our quest.
But my father also made an interesting statement. And
Know this.
Shisharan and what she is and her feelings toward the Dragonborn, that is very peculiar.
I'm sorry, did Leah say, how do you know this?
Yes.
Leah, that is because I met my father in the Shadowvale. Wait, what was it
Shadowfell.
called again?
Shadowfell.
Fell. I saw my father in the Shadowfell.
That's awful.
Oh boy. I'm having connection issues. And it's back. That was weird.
Oh, Discord was
Okay.
down.
Okay, yeah, I had a really big lag spike there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
about
couldn't
to
hear
restart my
anybody
computer.
for like a minute.
Sorry, I started to I disconnected a little bit there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we
there
all
you go.
did.
All of us
Just before I hit hiccup.
Okay.
So, what was the last thing you heard, Yuki?
Leah's response.
The last thing I heard was, that's awful.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
that, I'm sorry. Did anyone else make it?
No, well, like I said, Shisharan did not attempt to go after everyone.
Well, then maybe some of your friends yet live. But I have an important question for the future. Did you wish to stay?
No. And the Raven Queen did not get a chance to ask me before I left.
When next either of us sees her, I expect it'll be an interesting conversation.
I did actually get to speak to her as I was leaving. And she did not have anything negative or have any real how do you describe it? If someone was upset, she really didn't feel upset.
Well, that's good to hear.
Haha, she doesn't hate me yet.
I wouldn't push
Good
it.
time.
Well,
What you bring back?
remember, the Raven Queen dislikes the undead more than people being alive.
Indeed.
Yeah, you're only sort of undead.
No, I'm not undead at all, I hope.
I mean, you were dead, and now you're undead.
That's not how that works.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Do I know if it will be safe to cast a 10-minute spell while sitting in this corner?
Depending on how discreetly you could do it, maybe, but there are guards, and they're the same guards you had last time, who did not want you doing that.
Right.
Or they're in the same, spot as those guards. It's probably not actually the same people.
And all of the walls there are like the metal.
You have metal bars separating the cells, but the walls of the area are stone.
Yeah, but out to the hall.
Yeah. They're just metal bars. They can see in.
Okay.
And even if you put up a wall of people between you and them, most spell rituals require, some kind of movement and talking, so they would probably figure it out. Especially if it's 10 minutes of that. But you could risk it if you wanted to.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I was just checking out the components, and it uses all of them, so yeah, no. I was thinking about resummoning Lorelei, but
Right.
yeah.
Gotta burn you some
gonna...
incense, so that's gonna smell up pretty good.
That's true.
Alright, so conversation with Yuki. You are telling Vendar you're not undead.
He's very much alive.
Yeah, being undead is like not having a pulse or life and still being able to move. I have life.
I was joking.
Yeah, but really, it's just.
Let me put it to you this way, Vendar. Until you've been there yourself, I would suggest not joking about it.
I'd rather not do it myself.
That'll be the day when I get to revive Vendar.
Laramendas will turn to Yukikaze and say, I'm truly sorry for your loss. If when we are in a better situation, there's anyone that I might be able to attempt to send to see if there's anyone who knows more about what's going on in the area, and perhaps we can try scrying in certain places.
You should probably check on my brother.
Yes.
Or did you see him too?
Oh. How ominous.
That's not a good sound.
Oh, right.
This may be a discussion for another time. Because we do not need. I have some suspicions to talk. Some interesting things to talk to us also about as a group later.
We're talking in common, they don't understand us.
That's not necessarily true.
We should still be careful.
I don't know if it's sensitive information, but it's suspicion, and Yeah, it's something I need to mull over first.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
if it's a good
could you
sign
at
or a
least-
bad sign.
Could you at least say if you know if my uncle is alive?
There was no sign of him in the Shadowfell.
So
Okay,
you
that's
say
at
there's
least
a
also-
chance.
Yes. Well, not saying anything. I said I didn't see him.
Leon, we must think positive.
Is there a limit to how many times someone can be revived?
There are limits on how well different types of magic in line with that can function. But usually they have to do with how long someone had passed or how they died.
Okay. I don't think people would like my suggestion, so.
So are you done discussing then? Was that all you wanted to say?
I'm done.
I think I've covered my intended points.
Yeah, Raiken is kind of a bit shocked right now, and also trying to comfort Leah.
Yeah, there's a bit more I'd say, but Yukikaze doesn't seem to want to talk and further drow, so I'm trying to respect that.
I mean, I imagine you're using common.
Yep.
The drow mostly seem to be, like, watching you for signs of casting magic. You don't notice too much comprehension on their faces of the rest of your conversation. It's either that they don't comprehend it or they don't care, but they don't seem to be reacting at any of, like, the points where you'd think somebody would go, or that's juicy.
One of them pulls out some popcorn.
Got a soap opera here.
It's better than my stories. Okay. If we're all sure there is nothing else that wants to be discussed.
Yukikaze is also being mindful of spiders, like little spiders, the eyes and ears. Which, do we see any around us, by the way?
Everywhere.
We've got dark vision. There's no light source, so you can roll with disadvantage. Or perception. Or use your passive perception -5.
Yeah, that would be garbage.
You just take my word for it.
Passive perception -5 for freaking Dendar, still gigantic.
Yes,
Better
yes,
than I
it
can
is.
roll.
Yes, it is still that is still a 22 for me.
Oh, so it's not better than I could roll.
So 9 for me.
Alright. I mean, it sounds like you rolled higher than your passive -5.
Oh yeah, I did.
Nice. So did anybody get above a 16, other than Vendar?
I got a 22.
You and
What
Vendor
am
are
I
equally
rolling?
capable of seeing stuff. Either you use your
I didn't
passive
even
perception.
bother rolling.
Yeah. Either you use your passive perception -5, or you roll perception at disadvantage. Whichever is higher.
Yeah, nope, I didn't get it. Based off my first roll, definitely not.
So for the two who passed 16, yeah, there are definitely small spider webs here with spiders sitting upon them. One of them appears to be, actively wrapping up some small insect in webbing. Okay. If there is nothing else, then
So, is Wolf connected to all spiders everywhere, or just the ones in the Underdark?
any spider anywhere in the world could be an agent of Lolth.
But not every spider is?
Not every spider is, not every spider is at that very moment that you see them communicating with Lolth, but at any time they could be. The fact of the matter is that it's not truly understood how, when, or where any of this communication happens, but Lolth does always seem to be privy to things that she shouldn't know, and so everyone is distrustful of spiders because they could be feeding her information.
Okay.
So, most people on the surface who don't regularly deal with drow attacks don't really think about spiders ever, but especially in areas where drow actively harry the denizens of the surface, there's going to be active distrust of any spiders around. And elven races are often very suspicious of any spider they see. She is the Spider Queen. So, you have your chat, and after about an hour, you've all got your short rest. You hear the footsteps on the stairs once more. The soldiers at the bottom salute and make way, and Morwen, the High Priestess, and the Priestess Alanthe that you recognize from the last time you spoke on the previous day, are going to make their way past, and then the soldiers are going to fall in line behind them and flank them as they stand before your cell.
Yeah, to see her approaching, I will get up and make my way to the front.
Okay.
I want to be not in the front.
You do so, and the two priestesses look upon you. They seem to be keeping their expressions very neutral. High Priestess Morwen, finally, after a moment of regarding you and everyone staying relatively silent, says, "I have finished receiving the report from Priestess Idriel, and now I would have yours." And she's going to point with a long-nailed finger and say, "I want to speak with the girl, and you may elect one other to go with her."
Oh no, that was all an undercommon, so I don't want to give that away. Never mind.
Alright, I'll look at Leah and be like,
I look to Leah for a translation.
She wants to talk with me and one other that we choose.
does anyone care? Do you guys want to let
I
Leah
haven't
pick?
had a chance to speak with her.
Sure, but I think it would be wise to choose one of the brightest ones for guidance. I would rather have Laramandas.
Don't
That's
mind that sound.
fair.
It's just my pride shattering.
Oh, sorry, Warlock. I'd rather have the smart one.
Murdered in cold blood before your very eyes.
Ooh.
But one quick thing. Sorry, I was typing so I couldn't say this a little sooner. But during the short rest, I also would have liked to use my Stone of Sending, but just holding it in my pocket so as not to draw attention.
Sure. That seems like something you can get away with. Who are you sending to? There you go, cool. Yeah.
Are you fine with that, Laramandas, or?
If you feel that I would be the most benefit to you in this discussion, then I will happily go.
Yeah, I trust your wisdom.
Out of character, that's a mistake. He has very low wisdom.
Yeah, you want wisdom, Pendar.
the meta
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Very well.
Choose quickly.
I will bring my older elf companion.
She's just going to shift her eyes over to Laramandas, and you do see a hint of disdain in them.
Yeah.
I'll respond to this when I'm not in conversation.
All good, no rush.
I'm also no longer bloody after the short rest. Spent hit dice.
Me too.
Y'all looking better already.
He does still seem as mentally drained as he was, though.
Yukikaze is unbloody also.
Unbloody, cool.
All the unbloodied.
I removed her bloodied marker, but let's see that she actually is there. Oh, a hot dice.
Yeah, 1 per level.
In fact.
I can't help but feel like deciding which one to combat with. It feels a lot like making a choice like this in a video game.
You ask Laramandas, and it's just Cyrus did not like that.
It's just like Mass Effect, yeah.
Cyrus
Oh,
disapproves.
Telltale Games. Cyrus will remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Alright, so yeah, she's not bloodied anymore either, but she's still bruised. I will say that the wounds that you see on Hulbury as she is resting and slowly recovering from them, as you're stuck with really, nothing but each other to talk to and your meager surroundings to pay attention to, you notice that she does seem to have many cuts on the exposed parts of her flesh, and these have a particularly odd look to them, almost like they're edged in white and black that would glow But don't. They look oddly magical in nature, her wounds. I would let, Raiken, if he's interested, roll history with advantage. If you're interested in Fulbury's wounds. If you're not, don't worry about it.
Oh. Let's see. Ooh, a 21.
The wounds on her, the particular look to them, does ring a bell to you. They seem similar to wounds left in creatures by Kubriel's claws.
Oh, interesting. Perhaps attacked by a celestial.
All by a bunch of celestial cats.
What are those wounds you have there?
I think she would have retreated to the corner. And these two guys now waiting here. She's going to, look up, look around. You can tell she cannot see you. So you see her, running her hand, over some of the cuts on her arm. She says, "Just wounds I received during the battle." There was a moment when I was sent elsewhere.
Those wounds are familiar. I've seen them. Perhaps brought on by celestial beings.
Yes, I do think that's what caused them. I think that I was sent to the astral sea momentarily during the fight, and the beings there didn't like my presence.
Well, I can't really blame them. An intruder in their presence.
Indeed. Did not even give me a moment to speak my piece over why I was there. Couldn't tell you where I was. Just know that it hurt.
Well, you made it through. If anything, it's just another sign of strength.
She would have had the ring returned to her. I did forget to describe that. She just sort of, you hear the sigh of a barely audible chuckle. She says, "I do always make it through, don't I?"
You do certainly have a knack.
So what's to happen now? We didn't die. The creature's dead.
I guess it all depends on what happens in that room that they're talking in.
Very well. You just sort of see her shrug in the darkness. You are brought down to the lower chamber that you were brought into the day before to speak with her. She again assures you that this room cannot be spied on. As Idriel told me that you faced the creature of infinite eyes, and that you killed it.
Yeah, we did. It wasn't easy. That thing was horrifying.
And were you able to determine if it was created by the Illithids?
I think it might. I mean, if they can create something like that. The thing is, it created the brains itself.
I believe it might have been a host to them in some way. But if those did we have from her a better name for them?
No?
Okay. Those walking brains are creatures of the Illithids, and it seems reasonable that this one would be as well.
She seems to look sharply at you, and you think the sharpness of her look at first is that you are speaking. And after a moment of you talking, she's going to close her eyes. You just sort of, like, see it wash over her. And finally, she says, "The walking brains are new. We've had only a few reports of them in the tunnels, starting very recently. We've already lost several soldiers to them. They seem to disappear as my men go to fight them, to destroy them. Sometimes they would succeed in killing the creatures and they would dispose of the body, but other times they would appear to escape by perhaps teleportation. And my men would return. And then sometime later, one of that squad would be missing, and we've not found them. We don't know what's going on, but we think that they're leaving some sort of mark on the men before they disappear, causing them to leave thereafter.
That's the problem.
We have had 2 men return to us in a vegetative state. The creatures were killed before the men were brought back. We believe the creatures did it, so we've been referring to them as intellect devourers.
That's fitting. It's what it did to our friend Cyrus that we fixed in your presence last time.
If you've been facing these creatures in combat, you should keep a close eye on your friends, lest they wander off as my soldiers have been.
We will keep that in mind.
Good to know to make sure we're keeping track of the corpses of these things. We don't want them getting away either.
She, like, you kind of see her, like, stop and look at you. She's like, keeping track of the corpses?
If they're getting away, then that is dangerous. If we don't know exactly how they're functioning.
Yes. Did you destroy all of the creatures you saw?
All of the ones that I saw were destroyed.
Are you aware, she turns back to Leah, of any escaping you?
No. Not that I saw. But I didn't see all of them. I was mostly in a tunnel during the fight. I was pushed in by this big squishy thing and figured that safer standing there fighting it than going out.
Very shrewd, little one. It seems to me that you have fulfilled our bargain.
Yeah.
The other priestess, Elanthe, is going to lean in and whisper something into her ear, and you see her nodding. You see her face becoming more resolute. As I wish to fulfill our end of the bargain. However, with the priests of Loth still operating here, it would be difficult to do that. And I wonder if perhaps it isn't time that we stand in Illustray's light. It's an incredibly dangerous gambit.
When she says that, Laramendus will appear very surprised.
Wouldn't that...
He didn't say anything. Leah,
wouldn't that result in a fight?
Perhaps a war. The other major drow houses in the area are all Lothsworn, and there are many Lothsworn here. We have spent the past several decades slowly spreading the teachings of Illustray and converting the people of this settlement. There are many who stand with us, but there are still nearly as many who would stand with Loth. Some more may convert if we were to out ourselves, not wanting to fight but stay tied to the settlement. But any decision to that end would not be without bloodshed.
Then, do you have any guards you can trust to be around you as you do this? Would hate to see you hurt.
She pauses, seeming to think over her words, appreciate the concern of an outsider and a surfer. What I am interested in is how invested in us you wish to be.
Come again? I didn't understand that.
If we make this decision, if we expose ourselves, drop this ruse, it will likely result in a fight within the city. But if we give you this item, that would be as good as doing the same.
Yeah, we will be by your side, guarding you and other members of Illustray.
Her eyes trail over to Laramendus. Does she speak for you, Elf?
At least in this, we're in agreement. I feel that having a haven here in the Underdark as well, that is more openly safe, is better for everyone. And then more work can be done more openly in establishing movement with the surface, or anyone who might wish to be doing things that way.
I must coordinate with my soldiers and my agents within the city. But I think that before nightfall, we would be ready to have this confrontation. And you would be conveniently able to participate were we to have assurances of your siding with us.
Yeah, agreed. You want us to stay in the cell until then?
Yes. cannot move without thinking these things through completely. So we must maintain the ruse of your detainment until the moment is right.
Okay. And what of Fulbury? The prisoner in the cell beside us. She fought violently and she proved her trust during the combat.
The human is no concern of mine. If she will fight with us, I will welcome her aid. If you trust her, then I will not have her put to death.
I do. I trust her for this.
You
But she would
servers
need
know
to be
your...
filled in. There is a lot of details she don't know.
Most of which would be unsafe to let her know before any of this is begun.
Yeah, oh, obviously.
The cells are not safe to speak in. You should not talk of anything of import in there.
Yeah. Spiders, right?
Spiders. Some of the soldiers going down there are still loathsworn, and not everyone here is as ignorant of the common tongue as one from the surface might expect.
That's good to know.
In as far as it holds meaning to one from the surface, in the name of Yukikaze, I would thank you for the service you rendered to our city. Umbrelite owes you a debt and must ask more of you. But I think that the final reward of this cooperation will pay for it. Yukikaze hopes for the drow to be able to coexist peacefully with the other races on the surface. We may not yet be ready to go to the surface, but I believe in her teachings of peaceful coexistence.
And so do I.
Well, is there anything further that I can tell you of? All I know from here is that I have a great deal of arrangements to make, and you will be waiting for them to come to fruition. It's going to be dark and quiet until the moment we strike.
Will they give, like, what will be your sign? Will they come or send someone to get
When
us?
the cell doors open,
Okay. And where would we find you?
leading my people. This building is a good defense, but it can't hold forever. I need to arrange. I need to scatter my agents throughout the city into better positions. We do outnumber the enemy, but that does not mean it will not be bloody and violent. And that does not mean it will be easy. They are still our brethren, even if they have chosen the wrong side.
Yeah. And
What type of aid is it that we are meant to be providing? I assume it will be involved in the fighting. will we have easy methods of knowing who is working with and against us?
Yes. It will be important for my people to be able to identify themselves. When this occurs, they will be donning garments that include white.
Yeah, that will make it easy to notice.
The kid's all soaked in blood. I'm not there.
How long?
You're not wrong, though.
It's true. How long do we believe that this? What's the word I'm looking for? Not event.
Fight. Planning.
The fight. How long do we believe that the fight might be going on?
If we establish dominance early, as Loth has taught everyone, then it could be over quickly. But in order to ensure that happens, I need to send my people to the right places. That's what's going to take time, is setup. And the reason it will take so much time is that we must find a way to do it without tipping our hand. That is why your job first is to wait. When the cell doors open, it will be a fight against those who do not bear white. Do what you must.
Waiting makes perfect sense. My concern is if the fight lasts long enough that the marker becomes clear to the enemy and they begin using it. And then sowing more discord in that way. In a longer skirmish, that becomes more likely.
It is a risk we take. But either way, today's skirmish would simply, hopefully, clear the city of people not aligned with Illustray. Thereafter, we will be marked and targeted by the other drow houses.
Yeah.
But at that point, we will have the benefit of the city's walls. Right now, the enemy exists within those walls. They do not serve us. That is why I petition for your aid.
We will do what we must.
Once we have succeeded here, survival is on us, as always it has been.
Yes, I'm afraid we cannot stick around after our deal is done. We have important business on the surface, but we will help you for as long as we can.
You have already surprised and impressed me. Your devotion to this cause and your willingness to work with us, which is unlike pretty much any other surface dweller I've come into contact with.
We are quite a unique group.
What did you call yourselves?
Well, these days, people on the surface are starting to call us the voices of change.
Fitting. We will return you to your cell then. When the door opens, your fight to help us begins, and at the end of that, we prove victorious, you'll have your prize. Are we agreed?
We agree.
And Larmanus will nod.
We will not be able to discuss this once you return to the cell. However, you must go about gaining the compliance of the others, as I know that on the surface, you, and she gestures at Leah, do not command the authority that women here do.
That is correct. We trust each other. I will convey. I will just tell them that we'll have to sit around for longer, and they will understand.
They must have great trust in you, and you in them, if you are so certain that they will immediately agree to this without being warned. But that is a level of trust that we, Follow Illustrae, are aspiring to. So please, lead by example.
I nod.
Then, let us go about our business. Elanthe and I have much to attend to, and hopefully within the next few hours all will be ready.
Very well then. I wish you luck.
She's going to rise from her seat and circle around behind you. And she's going to pace there for a moment with a hand to her chin and finally say, I'm not sure what the practice on the surface is, but it seems to me there is a possibility that we may not speak again. And so I am feeling that there is import in expressing gratitude one more time, should I not have another chance. Is that accurate?
Well, yeah, but hopefully we do meet again.
How do people on the surface usually express this gratitude?
A handshake, maybe? I would go for a hug, but I'm me.
Going to draw her hand away from her face, kind of looking at it for a second, then thrust it forward very rigidly at you.
Yeah, I will grab it. Gently shake it.
She, grips your hand back uncertainly. It is uncommon for such contact among our culture, especially with the priestesses.
Well,
But these are changing times, are they not?
they are, for sure. And until we meet again, be it in this world or another.
Till we meet again. She's going to turn to Laromendus and you're going to hold your eyes for a few extra seconds before thrusting her arm straight at the middle of your chest.
Laromendus will shake her hand. I suppose a little awkwardly if it's that high, but...
You kind of maneuver around so that you can take it, and then in the motion of shaking it, move it to a more comfortable location.
Yeah, grab it by the thumb and do one of those shoulder to shoulder, buddy sort of deal. Elbow to elbow, I guess it would be. Kind of grab the backhand sort of handshake.
I find myself hopeful for this to be the beginning of an alliance between us and the surface. It is It is what our mistress would want.
Things have begun to change, at least in Volinar, which shows that we probably can elsewhere. I look forward to being able to witness it myself.
Strange times indeed, she says, releasing your hand but holding your gaze. They escort you back up. And into the cell. Fucking intellective hour with you.
Should give it a name.
Yeah,
think
name the corpse. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I
And
think it's specimen number 3.
they are going to depart, and you are going to be left in the darkness. You were told what the stipulations are, but I will give the others this chance to mess everything up for you, as you are returned to the cell and left alone.
Any news you can share?
We'll stick around here for further judgment.
Further judge.
It will be a
Not
few
to think
hours.
about it.
Just get comfortable.
So cramped.
I look at the ground. My face makes an expression.
An expression.
I'd like to. I'd like to just open up my bag to where hopefully only Leah can see inside and say, and just kind of subtly gesture towards the wand. This kind of comfortable.
If you can do that without, I mean, no, just don't try to gain more attention. We're still prisoners here.
Gotcha. I will then just sit in the corner and wait.
Did I ever learn how to talk to speakers?
Oh, that's a good question. Since you'd been spending time trying to communicate with him, you talk at him, and he does seem to begin responding with certain movements. He will run around in circles, or he'll chitter in a certain way at you. You've spent several hours doing this at this point between the day before yesterday, and today. So what you notice is when you began this, he just seemed to be doing cute things in response, and it didn't really mean anything to you. But as time went on, and you chatted at him, and he chittered back, that you began to feel like you could understand what he meant with his certain movements and certain noises. You began to get a semblance of, or feel like you understood that he was telling you he was satisfied or hungry, or that there was danger around.
Yay. Good point.
Like, it's definitely not words, it's not telepathic or a common tongue. There's just something about it. You feel an empathic link, and that when he does certain things, you just feel like you're understanding more than you would if a regular squirrel did these things at you. A regular ferret.
Yes. Cool. Okay.
You begin to get the notion that he is a very intelligent creature.
Awesome. Smart little guy.
right? Fulbury will just kind of sulk in her corner on comment saying, "Oh, they're still coming up with the right way to kill us, huh? That should be fun."
Well, perhaps it'll be a quick death.
I bet they'll make us fight each other.
At the very least, it'll be fun.
Fun for them. They wouldn't give me access to my magic for it. I'm certain there's too many other things I could do.
Has she actually been, like, can I see if she has that ring on her finger again?
Yeah, you know that they put it back on her before they put her in the cell.
Alright. Well, perhaps. Any clue where you'll end up once this is all over?
She, like, you can see her, like, in the darkness, her eyes wide, scanning back and forth. She starts shaking her head. She goes, dead, obviously. Just thinking, probably with Ione. I've brought knowledge to a great many people in my travels. Knowledge of magic. Secrets of rule.
Perhaps you will.
Would have a lot to talk about.
What?
That you and Lair would have a lot to talk about.
See the human?
The elf.
Oh, with the lantern? Almost said light bulb.
Yes.
The light bulb?
The what? Oh, the one with the future tech.
Oh my god. The what?
Good name.
I am quite partial to Ione's teachings myself, and have found great pleasure in being able to do what I can to spread information.
Admittedly, I wasn't spreading information for knowledge's sake. I generally had an ulterior motive, wanting people to know certain things. But I was still teaching them.
The end result is more people knowing more things, and that is good.
I hope you're right.
Laramentis does seem very confident in his statement there.
She does seem put at ease. She's blind in here, but she does seem comforted. She does seem to be smiling to herself in the darkness of her cell. So she can't make eye contact with you because she doesn't know where you are, but, you know, you do see body language from where you are that indicates that she liked hearing that. I've got a great many mistakes to atone for. Probably. Or at least I'm certain someone thinks that. I don't necessarily believe that. And I'm sure that counts against me in someone's eyes, but... well, you gotta live your life, right?
Everyone will never be made happy by the actions that one takes.
It's true, you can't please everyone. But they also say you can't fool all of the people all of the time, but you can fool most of the people some of the time. And that teaching has come in handy.
Laramantis does audibly chuckle and is smiling, but she can't see the smile. But she can certainly hear his laughter.
I wasn't sure I'd have a second lease on life after I failed to take the throne. I certainly didn't think it would end me up here.
Funny how things work out.
Sad. The world will
Indeed.
probably burn after we die here.
Well,
No one's gonna burn here. We're getting out of this place.
Bold words coming from 7 people against armies of drow.
you forget they haven't taken our magic. We have ways. If they give us long enough to recover it, I can get us all out of here.
You're gonna get us all killed talking like that.
I think that no matter what happens to us, there will always be people willing to do what needs to be done. So there should at least be a chance for the surface.
There's always a chance, but right now all we can do is sit and wait.
And so you wait. About 2 hours pass. And then you hear footsteps on the stairs. 2 drow soldiers descend and whisper something to the ones standing before the staircase, and you see them exchange positions. The ones who were standing there heading up.
Changing of the guard.
About another 2 minutes pass as they stand there. Just seeming to continue on the next watch. You listen to the footsteps retreat and disappear. Before one of them looks around and then moves over to the cell door. The other follows behind. And he's going to whisper through the bars at Leah, "It's time."
And now I get up.
And as he pulls out a ring of keys and finds the correct one, the drow behind him is going to pull a blade and attack him.
Can I try and do something when I see him pull the blade?
You can roll initiative.
Count for all of us, I think.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
All of us can do something. We can roll initiative.
I got a 22.
I got a whooping 7.
Good old Raiken.
Do you think?
The day is his, alright.
I'm guessing 4 for Raiken.
Very close. Good guess.
It was a 3.
No, it was a 5.
I guess we have too little faith in him.
Happened to that die.
Got an 11.
Thunder got 20.
Well, I'll probably wait for Tristan to get set up and sound off.
Yep.
Looks like a lot of people didn't roll too well.
My initiative rolls would be terrible.
Alright. Bendar.
20.
20. Yukikaze.
15.
15. Cyrus.
14.
14. Leah.
7.
7. Jebel.
11.
11. Blair got 22. Raiken got 5.
Really wishing I still had Sunbeam right about now.
Hmm.
So you guys are still all spent from the other fight, aren't you?
Yes, an arcane recovery requires me to study my spell book, which did not seem a safe thing to do while under guard. So I did not get 7 levels of spells back.
That would have been significant, but you didn't spend that many in the fight, did you?
I have my highest levels still.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 7th, I have a 6th, I have a 5th, I have a 3rd, 2 seconds, and 2 first.
Yeah. I spent about half my spell slots.
Yeah, I did the same.
Fight.
We had a short rest, so I'm just back to fighting shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're a warlock.
I've got
Yeah.
4 spells, and only one person can die.
Oh, Tristan, was there another hour? Like, how long did we wait?
2 hours.
2 hours. Because I need to roll to see if the Pendant of Emergency Shield returns.
Okay. So yeah, that's 2 more short rests.
It did, yes.
Okay.
Like the cats may have stolen it.
The cat might have stolen what?
I lost the die, the 20-sided, the D20 I usually use.
Oh!
It's just gone. Like I was using it earlier this session, and then I was playing with my cat, so now it's gone. I think they may have stolen it.
Well, you're gonna have to find a new lucky die.
It was so cool too. It glows in the dark. It's part of the set.
Alright. So, the drow in his shining armor is going to bend forward and pull out a key ring and locate the right key. And as he's doing that, the other guard who is following behind him, you're going to just see his expression shift to one of malice, and he's going to pull out a silver curved blade and begin thrusting it toward him. So, Laramundus, you are first in initiative. You are in the midst of seeing him making this attack, basically.
Do I see white on the one who is opening the thing, or
Neither of them has changed their attire yet.
Okay.
They seem to be in their normal armor, which still bears spider markings.
yeah? I am going to. That's on myself. Did I hear him, the one who is opening the thing, say that it's time?
He whispered it to Leah. Your passive perception is...
My passive perception is 15.
Yeah, you heard it.
Okay. So I feel relatively confident that this one that's stabbing the one who's opening the thing is probably with us. The one who's stabbing him is probably not.
Probably not.
That'd be a good assumption.
Okay. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost
Okay. Roll it.
at the dude who's doing the stabbing, not. That is a 29 on his AC.
I think that's gonna hit.
I hope so. It was a 19 on die.
Let me just... add search, dismiss. There's what I'm looking for. Yeah, 29's gonna hit.
Okay. That would be 11 points of cold damage, and he's slowed by 10 feet.
Alrighty. Let's get that over here. Oh, what? It scrolled all the way back. That's dumb.
Would have been to be able to, like, wall of force just between them.
Okay. You said how much damage?
11.
11. Cool. Alright, so Ray of Frost is going to strike him. You're going to just see, like, ice coat over his chest and, like, down the arm that holds the blade. And he's going to, like, grunt and go, "Argh!" After that, it is Vendar.
Well, I think you know what I'm gonna do.
I have no idea.
Time to make another goo pile.
Oh, rude.
Corner.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot him with a poison arrow.
I don't even know why I did anything.
I mean, it was just a cantrip. I'll roll his save now. Ooh, he got an 18 on the die.
Probably do it. It's probably not going to be enough in the scheme of things.
I got 24 to hit.
You're gonna hit. He does make the save.
So only half damage on the poison, but I do have sneak attack because he hasn't had his turn in initiative yet.
Nice. You have advantage. It's not a surprise round. It's that he hasn't gone yet.
Okay, yeah.
So you have advantage because of that, right? And that gives you sneak attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you roll with advantage?
I didn't, but I just rolled again, so it's actually 26 to hit.
All right. I was seeing if it became a crit, but it didn't.
Yeah, not quite. That's 76 now for sneak attack, right?
Oh god.
Yes. Yes.
76, that's a
seven.
huge number.
Yeah, I too thought it said 76. I was like, what?
Die. Die, you worm.
Yeah, then the guy who's opening the door, just hearing a splat behind him, is like,
He turns around, there's no longer a person there, just a public goo.
Rude.
Electrified goo.
Oh, gosh. Alright, so the sneak attack is lightning damage, and then the poison is poison. So tell me what those are.
That's 28 lightning damage.
28 lightning damage. Okay.
And then half of the poison is 22 poison damage.
22 poison damage. That was significant.
Was it enough to turn him into goo?
Nope.
Ah!
Uh-oh.
But it is his turn now. And so... he is... going...
damn it, Wendar.
Huh?
Damn it, Wendar. You had one job.
Not my fault, he rolled a good on his save.
So the lightning arrow strikes him, and you just see the ice that had been, like, slowing his arm down just, like, cracks off as he spasms from it, and the poison takes hold, and he looks sick. But he manages to, like, wipe the blood from his eyes and take a couple swings at the person helping you. He is going to...
Dick move, bro. Dick move. 19,
so that's gonna hit. He's gonna deal 8 points of piercing damage and 10 points of necrotic damage. And a... cloud of darkness. You can there. Going to appear. That's delete. Don't delete. Cloud of darkness is going to appear in the cell there. Which is going to be blocking line of sight for Laramendas and Vendar to him. Going to attack one more time. He's going to miss critically. And then...
fumble roll.
I mean, can you blame him? He just got hit with purple worm poison.
Yeah. And then he
And shook it
is
off.
going to disappear.
What? What?
Disappear. Lame.
Fuck! God damn it!
Leah, you recognize Misty Step having taken effect.
Ah, fuck.
It's all your fault, Bendar.
If only I could see.
He was supposed to
I
die
could
from that. People
counterspell.
normally die from that. You know people normally die from that.
I mean, in one shot, you almost bloodied him. He has significant HP. That was good. Alright, so that is our initiative for next time. We will be starting, so to give you a quick rundown of how this next bit is going to go, is you are joining into a war-style combat, where you are going to fight what is effectively a normal encounter or a set of normal encounters, and how well you perform in these encounters is going to be a reflection of how well the battle is going overall. This man here is going to, in spite of his wounds, get the correct key, open the door, and say, "Go! Go! It's begun!"
Okay, but there's one thing I wanted to do as we get out. Let's see if I'll remember that next time then.
Write it down.
Yeah,
Is
put it in the
this,
chat.
did we do this with the at the beginning with the castle when we were trying to stop her, Tristan, or is this different than what we did?
What do you mean? I'm confused by the question.
Like with the whole like that kind of initiative thing where we're going around into little like smaller initiatives and based off of
the
how
end
we
of
grew.
the first arc when we were taking Evangard back from.
It'll be something similar to that. Yes.
I just thought it was funny. It was like we were doing that to stop her, and now we have her with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the thing I
knew
wanted
she'd
to.
show up again. Been calling it since she disappeared.
I mean, the things I wanted to do is vocals. I guess I can just say it. It doesn't have to be in my. Doesn't have to be in my round, right? I could just say. I could just speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to say. An uprising has begun. Those in white is on our side. Those in black is against.
Mm-hmm. And so as he finishes opening your door and telling you this, you're going to see he's going to open a pouch that he's got with him, a medium-sized pouch, and he's going to pull out what looks like a tabard, and pull it over his head, and it looks like brilliantly white, and you see as he pulls it down over his head that the chest is emblazoned with what looks like a spider viewed from the top, in black, but it has a red abdomen.
Fullbury, if you want to come out of this alive, I suggest you fight by us one last time. Can I trust you on this?
She's going to look around, still not seeing. She'll be on her feet unsteadily, like holding her staff between her hands, defensively. She'll just say, "Yeah, if you keep me alive, I'm all yours."
Yeah. So.
Can I turn Ash on?
You can.
I turn Ash on.
Yeah, so once the doors, her door is open as well, we will have the ring removed, obviously. But that is for next time, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So there you have it. It has begun.
That food is my food, not your food.
The battle for Umberlight. So we'll be back next time. Look at all this fighting. Aren't you happy? I tried to make this chapter a bit heavier on the fighting.
All the fighting.
It's been fun fights too. I enjoy it.
The beast with many
Speaking
eyes
of which-
was loopy.
XP.
We're in combat.
We got like 3.5 sessions of XP that we didn't get from the.
We're still in combat.
I'll indulge him. He's right. He's right.
Come on.
It's a different combat, though.
Yes, I'm agreeing with
He's
Vendar.
not indulging me being the asshole.
I'm indulging Vendar.
Okay.
You guys
He's
are
like
mean,
humoring me,
suspecting that I would do that to you. Come on. Come on. Alright, I need to figure out exactly what was there really quickly. Super quickly. There were a bunch of those.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. Yes, I know the intro of Sonic X.
Sonic X.
Alright, and then Creature was...
Not even a good Sonic series.
What, you don't like the original Sonic series?
I like the Saturday AM version. Like, originally there were 2 Sonic series airing back to back with the same name. So one of them was just called Saturday AM, which is the Archie comic one. That one was good.
Archie comic Sonic.
Yeah. There's a whole Archie comic series in the Sonic universe, and that one is very dark and gritty. And I
That's
love
the
it.
one. Is that the one where he had like the robot arm? Not him. Well, it was the rabbit with the robot arm.
Okay, here it comes, guys. It is 2,500 XP each.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a good chunk.
Yeah, it's nice.
That is the battle against the aberrant experimentation monster. So
2,700, you said?
2,500.
500.
Good try.
Are you sure not that extra 200?
Alright, get out of
No.
here. Take the XP and go. I want to see you back here next week ready to fight a war.
Yeah. No, let me just check one thing, because while you're mentioning next week.
Uh-oh.
I just yeah,
So
I'm
the 15th.
working. I'm working a lot next week, so I just want to figure out what time it is on Wednesday. If it's not too early, I don't think it is. Wednesday 16th. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Next Wednesday I work like from 7 p.m. So I'm fine having D&D on Tuesday.
Okay, cool. So,
Sweet.
next week,
Alright, gotta go.
war.